Well, hello everyone. If there's anyone there left waiting to have a look at the stream. Oh, it's been a real nightmare to get this going. Hopefully it is working now. Just couldn't get FSX to work. Seemed to be working, but I just wasn't seeing anything. I just couldn't bring the window up at all. So hopefully it's working now. It might work for a little while anyway. So I'm very late starting, so apologies for that. So trust everyone's okay. Happy New Year and all that. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Well, I'm here at Saarlouis, the local airport or airfield to Dillingen, which is where I am at the moment. There's a fairly good rendition of this with the Orbx scenery as well. And I'm going to be attempting a flight to the Black Forest. I'm going to fly VFR. I'm going to use some navigation beacons. And hopefully we're going to end up in the Black Forest. That's the plan. So let's see what we've got to do to get things going here. Make sure the brakes on. It's working now, Sylvia says. Well, she's seen something. Yeah, it took me over half an hour to get the get the program showing up on the screen, so I don't know what's going on. There seemed to be some sort of weird screen behind this one as well, so I don't know what that is. Right, so master switches to on. Fuel pump goes on. Hopefully you're getting some noise from the plane as well. Okay, let's see the brakes on so we can start up. Hopefully you're hearing the engine. Turn the avionics on. Just take a little while to initialize. This is a Diamond DA40. Really love this plane. Right, so we're going to the VOR. So VOR in Saarlouis. So I can put that frequency in, which is 114.8. So do that here. 114.8. 4 0.8. Get that in. 4.8 and put that over to the active navigation frequency. Scroll down here a minute. So we need to go on to bearing 1. It says ZWN, that's Saarlouis. I think it's got DME, but I'm not picking that up at the moment. I'm not sure actually, but see what the wind is. The wind isn't too bad. So we're going to taxi now and contact traffic. There is a tower here actually, but I've just got to contact the traffic here in FSX. Select runway for takeoff, which is going to be runway 25. Announce taxi.
Echo Delta Romeo Juliet traffic and Delta Delta Alpha X-ray.
You getting some audio from the game, Sylvia? I think you are. The sound is good, by the way. That's cool. So we can taxi. Let's take the brake off. This one. Somebody there having a cream tea. This is a summer scenario, of course. Always pick the summer. I love the summer. And light winds, good visibility. So we're going to taxi to runway 25. Oh, I should have put some lights on really. Let's get some lights on. Okay. So yeah, this airfield, which is not too far away from here, is up on a hill, up on a plateau, and the hill overlooks Dillingen. which when we take off, when we turn back, we'll fly sort of over the brow of the hill, and we'll better see Dillingen. Or Dillingens are there? I think there are 2 Dillingens in Germany. So what I should do when I get to the end here, I should do a mag check, which is to check the 2 mags, but I'm not going to do that. I'm getting a bit more serious with all this, but I'm not going to be that serious. Anyway, time's getting on, so we'll take it that I've done the mag check, and the engines are all okay. Right, so let's contact traffic again. Announce takeoff, depart straight out.
Echo Delta Romeo Juliet traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima taking off runway 25 straight out departure.
You don't just get some autopilot set up roughly, so we can get out, take off. Select flaps for takeoff. Right, let's check everything's okay. Let's check my heading bug. I'm going to move that roughly to southeast. But we will be going on to the navigation hold once we've got some altitude. Right, looks like everything's okay. So here we go. There we go. Flaps can come up. Engine sounds a bit all over the place. Right, so let's make the turn now. We'll do a pretty sharp turn here because there's a communication mast there, also a bit of a wind farm. Right, so now we're going to fly off the edge of this plateau. Just there, behind the plane, is Dillingen with the steelworks. That's actually where I am right now. Not in the steelworks, but I'm actually in Dillingen. So you can see that the airport is actually on a fairly high hill. And what we could do, if we just head over in this direction, right there, we can fly over to my favourite place where I have breakfast sometimes, IKEA. Mind you, on this scenery, of course, it doesn't actually say it's IKEA, but you can see some buildings down there, and I know it's there because there's a power station just across the river from it, which you can see. The river is the River Saar. So that's Saarlouis down there. And as I say, across the other side of the river is Dillingen. And those are the hills where the airfield is. It's on this sort of plateau. So just down there is a little complex where we have our breakfast, and there's the power station across the river. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm meant to be following this VOR, so this beacon. So what I need to do is just adjust my course so that I'm going to be heading towards it now. So that looks pretty good there. So we look like we're on it there. So what I'll do, I'll come off heading hold now and go on to nav. So we're going to be heading, hopefully, straight towards the Zweibrücken VOR. So the route to the Black Forest is I'm going to stay basically in Germany. I'm not really going to hit France at all. I'll get pretty close to it. I don't think I am anyway. So I'm going to be heading towards Saarlouis right now, then Zweibrücken, Karlsruhe, Salz, and then we're sort of down then into the Black Forest, and then I won't rely on the beacons. I'll try and actually navigate just by what I can see. Of course, Black Forest is one of my favourite places in the world. So that down there is a place called Fertingen. It's also all part of the steelworks, and the Saar runs along by the side. Also the motorway. See the motorway there, and of course the Saar actually goes into Saarbrücken, and the road does as well, of course. Just check my altitude. Go up to 5,000 feet. What I'll have to do is actually contact some air traffic control here, which I've forgotten to do.
Longen approach, Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray, Lima, this type, Diamond 9 miles east of Echo Delta Romeo Juliet, request flight following. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray, Lima, Longen approach, squawk 6063. Squawk 6063, Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima, Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima, radar contact 9 miles northwest of Saarbrücken, 4,400 altimeter, 2992. Copy, Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima.
Right, so let's check on the speed here now. We can go a little bit faster than what we are. Also pull back the propeller control here, get the reds down a bit. This thing will cruise about 120, 130 knots. So the scenery is an add-on. It's Orbx Germany, and the plane is as well. It's by Lionheart Creations. It's a DA40. They've got this aircraft in Flight Sim World as well. Another simulator that I really like, and I like the DA40 in that particular simulator. So I thought I'd get it for this as well. So we're going over Saarbrücken now. We're going to be fairly close to Saarbrücken Airport, so I'm just going to check actually if I'm going in their airspace, which I am. I'm going to have to ask, really should ask permission, I guess. Nearest airport list. I'm not sure if you can do this here, we'll have a go. 1. Teams on Bricken Tower. Request Class D airspace transition. Is that the one?
Broken Tower, Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is type Diamond 5 miles northwest of Saarlouis, requesting transition. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima transition approved. Report clear of Saarlouis Tower airspace. Maintain no navigation.
You can see that the that we're just going into the airspace around Saarlouis. The air traffic control isn't perfect on here, but from all the sims, even X-Plane, Flight Sim World, and a few of the others, I must say I prefer the air traffic control on this, although it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. So it says, actually says here, with DME we've got 13 miles to go to the OR at Zweibrücken, so that's counting down. So that's working okay. So there's Saarlouis Airport just down there off the right wing. Report clear now of the airspace. I presume I'm just about clear. So.
Saarlouis Tower, Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima is clear of the Saarlouis Tower airspace. Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima, contact long-end approach on 129.675. 129.675 for Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima. Long-end approach, Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima with you. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima, long-end approach, roger. Altimeter 29902.
Right. Speed is pretty good, we're tanking it along now. Oh, forgotten something. Fuel pump can come off. I really should get this checklist sorted out so I can check everything off. Right, so once we've hit Zweibrücken, the next VOR will be at Saarlouis, which is 115.95, so we can tune that in ready. 115.95. 5. 115.95, there we go. We don't want to put that one in yet though, because we've got 5 more miles to go to Zweibrücken. But that's ready to put in now. So I've been having a lot of fun with FSX just lately, and there's quite a few little things that don't work right, and sometimes you get a few crashes, still get a few blurry bits of scenery, things like that, and try and get it working good. But it's got so many add-ons that it really is quite irresistible. That's Zweibrücken down there. It's not used anymore, apparently. Used to be a Ryanair hub. I'll say a hub. It was one of their destination airports, which is handy for me because it wasn't too far away from where I fly to in Germany. But they used it for a year or so, maybe a bit longer, and then decided not to fly to Zweibrücken anymore. So that's the end of it. I'm not sure whether it's used at all now. Maybe it's a flying club or something. I'm not really sure. But there we are. That is Zweibrücken. So 1 mile to go now to the VOR, so we can go over now to the Karlsruhe VOR and head towards Karlsruhe, which was the 115.95, so we can go over and we can click nav again. Oh, hold on, let's tune the just the course bug slightly a minute. There. We can click nav, and now we're going to be tracking towards Karlsruhe. So this aircraft is pretty well detailed inside. Most of the buttons work on, most of the buttons are clickable on it, not all, but it has got this nice moving here, which is quite good, quite handy. Joystick controlled, so I'm using my joystick today. 2 joysticks, of course. The trim is actually on the joystick there. Elevator trim. 2 seats in the back. They do a twin engined version of this plane as well, which is very nice. So we've got some blurry scenery here at the moment, which is sometimes what happens. Scenery won't load in quick enough to keep up with the sim. Hope it will in a minute, because when the scenery is blurry, it's not nice at all. But it will pick up in a minute. The Orbx is very demanding on any system. The frame rates I get are very good, but I still get this problem with some blurry scenery from time to time. I've tried all sorts of things to remedy it, but all at the moment without too much success. So, yeah, the scenery is getting a bit more focused now. I'm coming into an area of forest now. I've forgotten the name of it now. Sylvia, maybe type it. A very forested area actually that has got a distinct boundary. Quite a few hills, a lot of trees. Is it the fat? Oh, I've forgotten the name of it. Maybe Sylvia will type it in. That's it. Pfälzerwald. Pfälzerwald. So we're in that area now. stretches a fair way north, I think nearly as far as Mannheim, and it also crosses the border into France as well. I don't think I am in France, but to tell you what, I'm not actually 100% sure now whether I just clicked over into the French airspace. But anyway, we are heading directly towards Karlsruhe. A bit of useless information. I was told that this registration for this plane, Delta Delta Alpha X-Ray Lima, is completely fictitious because a plane of this size and weight, apparently they're all Delta Echo something. So yeah, the sim is the manufacturers of the simulated plane have just put a fictitious registration on there, which I presume they've probably got to do anyway, unless they have permission from the owner of the actual plane to put a proper registration on there. I don't know. I know they do on some freeware aircraft, they've actually got the proper registrations on, but maybe a commercial one can't do that. So how are we doing here? 32 miles to Karlsruhe, well, to the VOR at Karlsruhe. I won't get that far actually. I'll what I'll most likely do is turn off south just before that towards Saarlouis, which would be another frequency. So I can put that one in now, which is going to be 116.1. So we'll put that one in now and stand by. 116.
Diamond Alpha X-Ray Lima. Contact center on 127.6.
Right, we've got to change frequency anyway with the air traffic control.
Going to 127.6. Diamond Alpha X-Ray Lima. Center, Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-Ray Lima, with you 5000. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-Ray Lima, center, roger, altimeter 29992.
Okay. So we're coming to the end of this forested region, and as I say, there's a clear-cut end. You seem to drop off a ridge, and you're into different, completely different terrain. Completely, it's more of a plain really, with just fields, not very many trees or anything. So quite different. So we can
descend and maintain 1000.
So we can say goodbye to the Feltzerveld.
762.
So here we're coming up to the edge of it. And just look how the terrain changes now. I do like this Orbx scenery. It's not pure photographic scenery by any stretch of the imagination, but it's sort of a mixture of different textures properly photographic textures,
Port 126 traffic alert.
with
Less than 1 mile,
lots of 3D objects as well,
737, report them in sight. Port 126,
and
contact all
rivers,
109.675.
villages, towns and everything are all in their proper position.
Proceed on course, climb and maintain flight level.
So to me it's very, very realistic.
Turn right heading 200.
If you use the photo scenery, it's all very well if you're reasonably high up, and as soon as you get low down, it gets really, really very blurry and not very realistic at all. But this stays pretty well defined, even at low altitudes. I mean, we're only at 4,000 feet, or was it 5,000? We're not too high anyway.
126 has traffic. Center, port 126 is at 11,200, climbing 16,000. Port 126 center, roger. Altimeter 2992. Port 126 traffic alert. 6 o'clock, less than 1 mile, 12,400. Boeing 737, report them in sight.
Whenever I fly, I always seem to hit the Rhine River, or go over it. Don't hit it, but always seem to be near it. And apparently, we're going to see the Rhine again at Saarlouis. So 18 miles to go, 18 nautical miles to go to the VOR, which is the station, and we can see now in the distance Saarlouis. We can see the Rhine as well. That's the Rhine running up in a northerly direction, and we're going to be bearing off to the south. We won't be following the Rhine. Never been to Saarlouis, but it certainly looks like an industrial centre. That's for sure. Hello, ex-pilot. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Ex-pilot. Apologies. Thanks for popping in. We're just flying over part of Germany here, on our way to the Black Forest. That's the plan. So as I say, never been to Saarlouis. I always sort of base German cities on whether they've got a Ryanair airport. I think Saarlouis has, or did have. But yeah, fairly industrialised, and of course that's the Rhine down there. So let's have a look at the next VOR, which will be Saarlouis. 11595 we're in, so Saarlouis is going to be 116.1, so we need to put that in, I guess. So refusing to zoom in now for me. We put in 117.1, but it's actually 116.1. So we can swap over now. And that's found it. It says there, salts, SUL. So we'll just get that
Camera 356,
looking about right
left heading 105.
there, and we can press nav again.
And maintain flight level 310. Turn left heading
And we're going to be turning off to the right now.
On navigation, descend and maintain flight level 310.
Towards
Camera
SUL.
356.
What DLC? This is Orbx Germany. Actually, Orbx Germany South, and the plane is a Lionheart DA40. The plane I got from Steam. I really love the DA40, I must say. The Orbx scenery, as I say, is I think it's fairly recent. I think it's in the last couple of months it came out, something like that. But I'm actually in Germany, so I spend most of my time in Germany now. So I've got a bit of an interest in German geography. In fact, I was rubbish at geography at school, but I must say I'm enjoying it now, finding my way around. So we're saying goodbye to the Rhine now. I'm not really tracking along it. So once we reach the next VOR, so I don't think it's DME, so we're not going to know exactly how far we are away from it, but I can have a look on the on my GPS in the plane. Then we're going to head off to Villingen-Schwenningen, which is on the edge of the Black Forest. Well, that looks quite nice with the sun glinting on the Rhine. As I was saying before, the only slight problem I can see with the Orbx scenery is getting everything loading in. I haven't got FSX on an optical drive, it's just on an ordinary drive. I've got an optical drive on this computer, but I've got a train simulator on that. I'm sure things would load in more quickly if I had FSX on an optical drive, but it doesn't do too bad. It just sometimes the scenery is a little bit blurry, as it takes a little while to load in. So we're coming into another pretty forested area now. So I'm going to have a look on my GPS here now. I'll be looking for SUL. The KRH there is the last VOR that I was tuned to, because I didn't actually reach. I turned right before I got there. But the next one, as I say, will be SUL. So. Keep a lookout for that. Everything's still okay with air traffic control. Half the time I forget to do anything with them and find that they kick me off. A lot of people don't use the air traffic control, do they? But I just find it sort of adds something. As I say, I'd far rather have FSX air traffic control than X-plane or any of the other ones at the moment. So. Textures are just slightly blurry at this point, aren't they? They're not crystal clear. Some are, some aren't. Those are down there. Those ones look really well focused in. You can see the sort of plough marks on the fields and everything. They look really pretty well focused. Even better for me, of course, because I'm seeing it in full HD. But sometimes you get odd bits that aren't 100% sort of focused. They're still pretty good. Great for a VFR flight, you know.
356, turn left heading 105, resume on navigation, descend and maintain flight level 250. Turn left heading 105, resume on navigation, descend and maintain flight level 250, Shamrock 356.
So I'm still looking for SUL to crop up. Don't think it'd be too far to go now. The wind's got up a bit. This actually gives you an indication of the zoom always packs up. That's a bug I've got on FSX. Sometimes the zoom won't happen. So it says here 14 knot well, crosswind hitting me on the right hand side at the moment. It's got up a little bit, just nothing too bad. And I'm tracking on the tracking to the VOR, and I think it takes into account the autopilot that's going on there as well. So, I wouldn't really class this as the Black Forest yet, but like a lot of parts of Germany, there's loads of trees and forested areas anyway. But we are getting pretty close, because I think this forested bit evens out a little bit before we actually get into the Black Forest proper.
Center 2006 is at 8,700, climbing 13,000. 2006 center, roger, altimeter 2992.
So still heading towards SUL, but I have no indication of the DME, so I'm not sure how far to go. Yeah, lots of wind farms around.
4003, contact LAM center on 128.3. 2006, turn left heading 030, proceed on course. Turn left heading 030, resume on navigation 2006. Going to 128.34003.
See, look at this scenery that's coming up. That looks really, really well focused, and it's obviously loaded in as it should. I shouldn't really moan about it too much, because a lot of people have more problems than I do with this scenery loading in quickly enough.
Climb and maintain flight level 270. Climb and maintain flight level 270, 2006.
Another little look. Still can't see SUL yet. EDTP TB Echo Delta Tango Bravo. We've just passed. Not sure what airport that is. Ah, now if we look here now, you can see SUL coming up, which is the VOR that I'm tracking or heading towards now. So after that, I'm going to ditch the radio navigation and basically going to head due south-ish towards Villingen. Hello Francois. Thanks for joining in. Trust you're well. Happy New Year to you. We're well on our way to the Black Forest here. I was late starting the stream anyway. I don't know, FSX wasn't playing ball. It's driving me crazy in fact, but managed eventually to get it going. So we're flying using the radio navigation at the moment, but I'm going to ditch that in a while and just fly completely VFR. Using some Orbx scenery, Francois, that for Germany, which of course I'm pretty interested in, because that's where I am. I'm trying to find the location where I went on holiday last year, and this scenery is pretty good. It's got all the landmarks and roads, lakes, rivers, and everything is basically where it should be. No, I've got a little while to go yet. It's a good job I started late. No, I'm gonna find these lakes, which is where I went on holiday, and then in the Black Forest, and then I'm gonna fly down the what's called the Hell Valley Railway part, which is the valley that you go from Freiburg up into Titisee, which I did last year when I was on holiday. I'm gonna fly down it. It's a pretty clearly defined valley, and I shall land then at Freiburg. So there's a little while to go yet. So how are we doing? Yep, coming up to SUL. So it's not telling me how far. Everything's tuned in, and it's telling me SUL nav localizer 1, but it's not got the DME, the distance measuring on there, so I'm not sure how far it is to go. But with the GPS, of course, it's brilliant. The plane is a DA40, as I said, which is a Steam download as well. This is FSX, Francois, FSX Steam Edition. So still having a lot of fun with FSX. It's pretty quirky, and there's a few sort of crashes sometimes, and things don't work as they should, and scenery takes a long time to load in sometimes, and it goes a bit blurry because it's 32-bit. But there's so much downloadable content for it that I don't know, I put up with that. You know, I'm really looking forward for Flight Sim World to have lots of stuff to download. I really am. And then I think it will be absolutely brilliant. But as you can see, this is looking pretty good. Albeit it's a 32-bit core game, isn't it? So that is just a slight problem with it. And sometimes funny things happen, but when you can get visuals as good as this, you know, I must say I really keep coming back to it. But nothing that you're seeing is just bog standard FSX. The plane isn't, the scenery isn't. So in fact, the scenery is, you could almost say the scenery is really two levels of Orbx. It's Orbx Global, which transforms your normal FSX textures, covers the whole world, and then if you want to get more detail, like the sort of detail that we're seeing now, then you have to install different areas on top of it. Let's say this is Germany South. Yeah, it is. It's a really, really ancient thing, isn't it? But as I say, if the add-ons keep coming, and they are, unbelievably. I really wish they would concentrate and start doing loads of add-ons for Flight Sim World. You know, scenery areas and things. That's what we really want. And then, you know, basically we can get visuals like this, probably better. No, you know, we won't have to worry about memory, we won't have to worry about stutters and scenery loading in or anything like that. But you know, FSX is still good. Prepared 3D, the latest version has it's gone 64-bit, isn't it? It's gone from 32-bit now to a 64-bit platform as well. Alright, so I'm just coming over SUL now, so I'm going to go on heading hold now.
Center, Air France 7312. Is it flight level 238, descending 17,000? Air France 7312, center, roger.
I'll come off nav now.
Air France
Go on heading
7312.
mode.
Contact LM center on 128.3. 128.3.
Yeah, some of these textures that Orbx do are really great. I mean, you can see the sort of plough marks in the fields. All the fields are pretty good. You don't get this sort of checkerboard effect that the standard FSX scenery gives. And all the roads are actually as they should be as well, which is great. Now I know I'm going in the right direction because I don't know if you can see it on the 720p version that you're looking at, obviously, but there's right in the distance there's a tower, and I know I should be heading towards that tower. There is also out to the left, I don't know if you can see that right in the distance, just above the plane. Hold on.
Contact Saarlouis approach on 120.75. Going to 120.75, Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima.
Zurich now.
Approach, Diamond Delta Alpha X-ray Lima with you. Diamond Delta Alpha X-ray Lima. Zurich approach, roger. Altimeter 2992.
I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a white blob. I'm going to see it better because I'm obviously watching the game, but you're watching the stream, so I don't know if you can just see it above the airplane. That's a castle, a really well-known castle. Sylvia knows the name of it, I've forgotten. But that's really well done. If I went over there and flew around that castle, actually looks amazing. They've used that castle for a few film sets in the past. I can't remember the name of it. So I'm going to descend a little bit. We'll do a fly past of this tower. This tower that's coming up is a test facility. I have to research all this because I couldn't believe it when I first flew over this place. There's a test facility for lifts, and It's really high. Can't remember exactly what height it is, but it is absolutely huge. And it's got about 5 lift shafts built into it. And it's where this engineering firm tests high-speed lifts. So a bit of useless information for you there. But they've modelled it great. I had a look at the actual photograph of this this facility, and Orbx have got it spot on. I'll probably go too low now and have an accident, and that'll be the end of it. Actually, I don't want to go this low. Let's go up a little bit. Don't want to have an accident, do we? So this is actually in the town called Rottweiler. I think I'm right in saying that. And this is this tower. Well, they'd go crazy, wouldn't they, if I was doing this in real life. That tower is a test facility, as I say, for high-speed lifts, believe it or not. But of course, being that the town's called Rottweiler, you can guess what the town is also famous. Yeah, it's great scenery, Francois, isn't it? You can guess what the town of Rottweiler is also famous for. The famous German herding dog, the Rottweiler, which actually originated here. So we're going to say goodbye to Rottweiler and that amazing looking tower. Right, so my next thing, let's see what direction I'm flying in actually. I'll fly south now, which I am just about. Ah, there we are. I was going to land as a beacon. I don't know if you can see. You see this beacon? Reconnection successful. Okay. Can somebody let me know if the stream is still working? It's telling me that got disconnected there. Stream still working, guys? Are we still going? All right. Oh, how often is it doing it? A few times, or let me know if it's alright. How often is it happening though? Has it just happened a few times, or is it alright now? A few times. It's still happening, is it? Sorry about that, don't know why. It's telling me on the streaming computer that it's not playing ball. Okay, hopefully we can make it to the end of the road. Right, so need to do now. That's Villingen down there. I'm not going to land there now. Yeah, okay, Sylvia. Thanks for staying on. Anyway, I'll go on to the bitter end. Hopefully, the stream stays together without blowing up. We need to get a bit more height now. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. That's pretty cool. Now my FSX has decided to oh, it's come back. That wasn't the stream. Oh, it's off. Oh, the stream's off again, isn't it? I think there's an internet problem here. Okay, Francois, thanks for staying, but I think I've got an internet problem here. I'll stay on anyway, see what happens, but there's definitely something not right here on the stream itself. But anyway, we'll stay on. What's this? MTV fail.
Saarlouis departure, Swiss 646 is at 2,100, climbing 14,000. Swiss 646 Saarlouis departure.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, don't forget.
Swiss 646, turn right heading 2905, proceed on course. Climb and maintain 14,000.
We have been having a few internet problems
turn right
here,
heading
I must say.
Proceed on course, climb and maintain 14,000. Swiss 646.
Let's see if it can hang together. Right, I've got to see where I'm going now because I'm flying this totally by. I need to rely on my GPS. We've got to go basically southwest. So we are. So heading southwest.
A320 in sight. Swiss 646, turn right heading 320. Turn right heading 320, Swiss 646.
So we're looking for a lake called Lake Titisee. And it was where I went on holiday last year. It's really great.
Swiss 646, turn right heading 2905, Dumont navigation, climb and maintain 8,000.
I'm just wondering if someone else is using the internet in the house. I wonder if that's the reason. I don't know. Because we've got a few avid video watchers here. But I've got a green now on the stream, so it seems to be alright at the moment anyway. Alright. I think we're heading in the right direction. Shouldn't be too long before we hit this lake.
Swiss 646, turn right heading 320. Turn right heading 320, Swiss 646.
Yeah, a few odd things happen in FSX, that's for sure. I think if you've got lots of add-ons, then you can expect a few weird things to happen.
Contact Saarlouis Center on 126.225. 126.225 for Swiss 646.
Air traffic control is getting busy at the moment. One thing that does, a weird thing that happens sometimes, when the night lighting comes on the Orbx scenery, because it's got fantastic night lighting as well, then the external view of the plane disappears. Don't ask me why, but it does sometimes. So you're ending up with no external view apart from the lights on the plane. The cockpit inside is usually okay, so I don't know why that is. But I do put up with that sort of thing with FSX, provided the visuals are really good, and they are.
Swiss 646, climb and maintain 14,000. Climb and maintain 14,000. Swiss 646.
Right, we can see. That's another little funny thing. I've got to put a switch on before I can zoom in. Very strange. Right, we can see on the GPS now that that's the first lake. That's Lake Titisee. Further on round is the Saarlouis, which I didn't manage to get to see, but I'm going to see it now. But the small lake is Titisee, and this valley, I don't know if you can see this valley here where my cursor is, that's the Hullental or Hell Valley translated, which leads down into Freiburg, which is just at the bottom here.
Swiss 646, contact Zurich Center on 126.225. Swiss 1583, Zurich approach.
Oh, it's gone off again.
Altimeter 2992. 126.225 for Swiss 646.
Keeps going off, chaps, doesn't it?
Zurich approach. Swiss 1583 is at 13,200, descending 10,000. Swiss 1583, Zurich.
Yeah, I'm just watching the stream go off and on, Francois. So I don't know if it's worth to carry on, to be honest, but I will if you think it's bearable. But it's chopping quite badly, isn't it? Let me just go and check something a minute. Won't be a second. Everyone downstairs says they're not guilty. Everyone downstairs said that they're not guilty, so... Oh, don't worry about that, Francois.
Swiss 1583, descend and maintain 4,100.
I get a few more that look at it on YouTube anyway, so put the word about that. If anyone's interested in geography, come and watch my stream.
Heading 245, descend and maintain 4,100. Swiss 1583, Swiss 1583, turn left heading 245. Turn left heading 245, Swiss 1583.
Okay, so we are in the middle of the Black Forest now. We're well in, and the Lake Titisee is up ahead. The railway system around the lake is amazing. It's a really great railway journey. The railway sort of goes right the way around the lake, really, and then disappears and goes all the way along the side of the other lake. So it makes a fantastic train ride. And I think there are steam journeys as well that happen sometimes. Not sure what time of the year, but they do. sort of a preserved steam railway. So I was actually here in the summer, and we went out on a little boat on that lake. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I thought maybe I'd go on to Twitch, but the thing is, Francois, I don't stream very often, so I just do it for my pleasure, really. Whether it would be worth my while doing that, I don't know. Don't really know. Maybe. So here we are over Lake Titisee. We'll be over Lake Titisee in a minute. In real life, there's always lots of boats out there.
1 miles north, turn left, heading 185, descend and maintain 4000. Cleared ILS, runway 16, approach. Maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Contact Zurich Tower on 118.1, Swiss 1583. You are 29 miles north, turn left, heading 185, descend and maintain 4000. Cleared ILS, runway 16, approach. Maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Contact Zurich Tower on 118.1. Turn left heading 185, descend and maintain 4000. Cleared ILS, runway 16, approach. Maintain 4000 until established. Tower on 118.1, Swiss 1583.
Right, so that's Lake Titisee. The next lake is called the Saarlouis.
Runway 16, approach.
As I say, the railway runs all the way to this lake as well.
118.1, Swiss 1583.
We'll just do a quick circuit of that. Then we'll go down the Hell Valley, follow the railway track down there, and end up in Freiburg. Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world, Francois. It really is. You can see the road, and the small bit that looks a bit like a road is actually the path of the railway track. So you can see that below. If you imagine being on a train on that line, sort of going around these lakes, it really is an amazing journey. Background there. I think I did a train simulator stream where I went on that railway. I think I did that. Like 7 months ago or something, I think I did. If I didn't do a stream, I thought I was doing a stream. So there's the road down there, and the railway is actually nearer the water on the lake. And there's a bridge. The railway actually crosses a bridge. This is a much bigger lake as well than the one that I visited. You can see the little bridge down there actually. The railway crosses. Anyway, let's head back. and try and find Freiburg now, go down the valley. Should be able to find the cut in the hills pretty easily. In fact, I can see it from here. Oh. Constanz Villingen? No, I haven't. It's a great route, isn't it? Really great route. Yeah, talking about whether I should stream on Twitch or not, I'm not really sure. I think most of the guys that stream on Twitch are pretty serious about it, aren't they? And they do quite a lot of streams. So, I don't know. Right, I'm going to be right back. Give me a second. Say it's not a good idea to leave a plane flying itself. Oh dear. So, got a bit high there, didn't I? Well, I'm still in the valley, which is good. Right, so we're going down the Hell Valley, or the Hollandtail. Now, and this is the route that I came up. You can see the railway track and the road. Follows the valley all the way down. Right, can you hear me okay?
Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima. Contact nav approach sun 118.575.
That's okay, good.
.575 for Diamond Alpha X-ray Lima. Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima with you 4,900.
You can see it's a really steep valley here.
Approach, roger. Altimeter 29902.
It's another quirk of FSX, you get little black squares occasionally appearing as well.
Descend and maintain 5,800.
Right, I've got to...
Descend and maintain 5,800. 8437.
5117. Contact Zurich approach on 120.75.
Better contact
you are 23 miles south. Turn left heading 005.
Freiburg.
Descend and maintain 2,900. Cleared ILS. Runway 33 approach.
What do I want? Runway... what do I want? Runway 16? Let me see, where am I? No, probably I want runway... 16, yeah, I think.
Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot. Traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is 8 miles southeast, 2,800. Inbound to land. Runway 16.
Right, get myself sorted out here now. So we've gone down the valley and we're heading to Freiburg and we're going to land. Again, FSX is telling me that there's no actual tower there and no air traffic control to tell me what to do, so I've got to tune traffic and say what I'm doing, so that's alright. Pretty nice there. Still part of the valley, but it's a very wide part, and of course we came down the very narrow bit. Bit of useless information. Freiburg gets the best weather on average of all of Germany. Of every German town, the weather is basically on average better temperatures on average. The rainfall isn't so bad. Don't ask me why, but useless information, isn't it? But if you want to sort of think of having a good holiday where maybe the weather is a bit more guaranteed, go to Freiburg. So you can see the airport there. I'm going to land on runway 16 and I think it's right, isn't it? Let me have a look. Which way are we heading here? Yeah, I'm heading back west now, so and that's my position.
Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot. Traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is 3 miles southeast, 2,900. Inbound to land. Runway 16.
The zoom is packed up again. Okay. So we can do our downwind leg now. Say that, couldn't I? Yep.
Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot. Traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is on downwind. Runway 16.
That's the runway down there. So if I aim to turn around this, what looks like a sort of a trading estate. Right, you can slow down a lot now. That's the first notch of flaps down now, just about getting into the speed that's going to not rip off the wing. Okay. So we could turn base, announce the base leg.
Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is on base. Runway 16.
Fuel pump needs to come on. Usually forget that. Oh, we've got to turn in pretty sharp. Some more flaps. High, but should be okay. Got a crosswind coming from the right, not too much so, but a bit. Still high, but they do say that in a light aircraft, better to be a bit high. In case the engine backs up. It's not a laughing matter, is it, in real life? So that wind is definitely blowing me over. It's quite crosswindy. Maybe a bit too high really, but I certainly won't pass any flying exams with this approach. Straighten out a little bit with the rudder at the end. Okay, we're down. Not my best, not my worst. So welcome to Freiburg. Let's See what else have I got to say. Announce clear of runway.
Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot traffic. Diamond Delta Delta Alpha X-ray Lima is clear of the runway.
Nearly landed. Yeah, definitely was. So this is the scenery that actually comes. This isn't an add-on airport, but you can see that the airports, when you buy Orbx scenery, a lot of the airports are much nicer than the standard FSX ones as well. It didn't quite get dark enough for us to see the night lighting, which is absolutely wonderful in Orbx. Oh, I think I'm not too great there, but oh, not too bad. Oh, it's pretty good, I must say myself. Right, the guy in the Cessna's getting blown all over the shop, so let's put the handbrake on, parking brake, and kill the engine. I didn't have my landing lights on either. Never mind. That can come off. And I can also do this. This is pretty cool. Get out and go and buy a couple of cuckoo clocks or something. Anyway, thanks for staying on, Francois. And sorry the stream broke down halfway through that, but these things happen, don't they? I'm going to obviously think about what I'm going to do with the stream, and as I say, I'm not sure whether I'm going to carry on YouTube or go over to Twitch, but because I'm not doing it very often, and I think I'll probably stay with YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hello to anybody that watches it on YouTube as well. Happy New Year and all that jazz, and I'll see you on Train Sim live tonight. Most likely, yeah, for sure. I might be a little bit later on though, Francois, anyway. So thanks for watching, and let's mute this and put the end music on. Cheers for now. Bye.